Welcome to the Digital Foyer. My name is Tanya LeRue, and I'm joined here by my friend and colleague,
Noreen Smith. So, Tanya, what is it that you do here at the parish?
Oh, what is it that I do? I've had many job titles here. My current one is Connections and Service Pastoral Director, and that just means that I have a whole umbrella of ways of people getting connected into ministry, but also connecting with people through hospitality and communications and AV things, all kind of fall under my umbrella, as well as leadership development.
Right.
So just a few things.
Just a few things, right.
Yeah.
And so my thing is very similar in the sense that it ends with pastoral director, but in the beginning part of it, I have outreach and operations.
Yes.
So operations is facility and finance, and outreach is the idea of community outreach, of reaching out into our community, having an impact on poverty in our community. And the other thing that's with me is prayer expansion.
Right. I know.
It's a great mix.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So in the whole game plan thing of our jobs, the big green slice is our go out, which is your bucket.
Right.
And tell us a little bit about what new and exciting things are happening there, because I know there's lots.
Yeah, that's right. Like sometimes there's so many things going on, and I forget that not everybody else knows them because I'm in the middle of them. All right, so one of them is something called Serve Nova Scotia. So many decades ago, I knew this guy who started a ministry called Aaron Ministries. Father James has been part of it from the beginning, that supports pastors throughout Nova Scotia with the goal of advancing the kingdom of God in Nova Scotia. So there's an offshoot of that now that's called Serve Nova Scotia. Similar kind of thing in the sense that it's to advance the kingdom of God, but in this case it's to advance the kingdom of God in the way that we care for the poor. So the main idea of it is to find a geographic area, and then within that geographic area, find the churches that want to work together to have an impact on poverty.
Wow.
And then gather around that other organizations within the community that are already in that sphere, and start working together in our community to make a change. And then, as we start to discern what other larger impacts we have, possibly bringing in a governmental level to be looking for some support in order to make a larger impact on poverty. So Judy Lewis is our outreach coordinator, went to a breakfast that introduced Serve Nova Scotia to us. And at that point, they were just at the start of making their very first kind of community outreach coalition, and that was in Sackville. And we heard about this and thought, we need to start that in Clayton Park and Fairview. And so we spoke to one of the leaders there of Serve Nova Scotia and said, we'd like to talk to you. And we've been growing it. Like, we started making invitations with them. We now have more than 8 churches in this geographic area that have been meeting once a month to talk about what it is we could possibly do together. So we spent time actually researching. Each of us had different people in the community, MLA members, other types of community organizations, to figure out what kind of needs are in our community. And one of the organizations we reached out to was the Thomas Riddell Pallet Village. That's that pallet village right in between the library and the Canada Game Centre. And so that is what we've chosen as the first project to focus on. We have other projects coming, but we wanted to kind of get used to how to work together by doing something that was sort of manageable. So we actually met twice with the person who is the community contact for the Pallet Village in our neighborhood and asked, what are your needs? And one of the needs that she mentioned, so we're going to start acting on 2 of those needs. So this is where you come in, because I wanted to invite you into some of this. One of the needs is toiletries. Wouldn't have thought of this, but in that pallet village, there are 40 pallets. There is a common, like a clubhouse kind of area, a common kitchen area, common washrooms area, and they find that no matter how many toiletries they put out, they disappear. And they feel as if for just a while even, there was such an insane amount of toiletries available, people would feel comfortable to leave them and use them as they need them. Yes. And so all of our churches are going to have a small toiletries drive in the month of June. Wow. So there will be more to come as far as where you leave them. It'll be something pretty evident in the foyer. And I'm getting a list from Lauren, the person over at the Pallet Village, of exactly what toiletries for you to bring. And we will include possibly a link on the screen here in order that you can come to see that list, so that when you're watching this video, you can go, oh, that's where it is.
Nice.
So that's a nice, super easy thing.
That's awesome. And there's so much need here in our very own neighborhood. And it's those small things that have such a big impact on people's lives. So that's really good, very good to hear about. Thank you.
That is one thing. Now the other part of it is that's sort of like even the beginning sort of thrust into doing something to provide that's simple. In their clubhouse, they have some programming that they've started to do as a staff, but they are limited in how much they can offer it because of the kind of staffing that they have. So we approached them, our Community Outreach Coalition, and said, what if that weren't a limit for you? What if, I know you need to have one staff member there for the purposes of the safety of your organization, but what if that's all you had to have? Because there were people from our churches who wanted to sit down and enjoy the company of the people in the pallet villages and form relationships with them. There's 3 activities that they're going to do. 1 is started, 2 are yet to come. Games night.
Fun.
Okay. Board games, cards. Craft night, believe it or not, totally fun. People are just digging the fact that they get to do crafts. And community walks.
Wow.
So there's going to be a link that will show up on the screen that leads to a Google form where you can check off if you're interested in any of those and the kind of availability that you have for doing it.
Nice.
Yeah, because really it's that sit-down kind of a relationship starting, Lauren was mentioning. For the folks in the pallet village, they're feeling like, do we really belong in the community?
Right.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you can't give of things,
Yeah.
you can give of your time.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah.
Lots of opportunity there. So like Noreen said, if you're interested in helping, click on the link and let us know that you're able to help. And thanks so much, Noreen, for sharing all of that. That's really exciting.
Thanks, Tanya. More to come. All right.